Hello again, I'm Brian Zanna, owner of City Datsuns, and this is your City Datsuns part of the week. Well, again, not quite a week, doing what I can. Lately, I've been working very hard on some powder coating, also working on brake parts, and that's what this video is going to be about, is your brake calipers and how you can rebuild them yourself instead of having to buy them from me or another vendor that does all the work for you. So I know you're thinking, really? He's taking money out of his pocket. No, I'm really not. If somebody doesn't want to do it or maybe doesn't feel comfortable doing it, they're still going to contact me. But those guys out there and ladies that feel comfortable doing it, this will be a little bit more of a step-by-step that'll give you a little bit more confidence to get it done. So I'm going to go through the entire process from what they look like when I get the cores, to disassembly, to how I soak the pistons so that I can get them apart, to using air is one of my secrets, to popping them apart once you get that crud and rust and dirt and grime soaked out of it. And then I'm going to show you the process of me blasting the parts, and then I send off the part to get re-sleeved, and then when it comes back, the process of me putting it back together. So this part, or this part of the video, is going to be the receiving, disassembly, cleaning, and getting a part, and then blasting part. And then I'll do a part 2 that will be me putting the entire brake caliper set back together, including powder coating the main body or frame of it. So let's get started. So here you see two different sets of brake calipers. One set came in without the hard lines, the other set came in with the hard lines. Really doesn't matter, as I have my own hard lines that I've had made that I will install on them, so they're getting all new hard lines anyway. So those of you who are looking to purchase from me and want to know what you need to send back, what I really need is just the brake caliper housing, the two pistons intact, and believe it or not, this little piece right here, here it is blasted. It holds in the brake pads in here. That's missing sometimes. To give you an idea, I have a set here that has them, and another set I just blasted here that does not. So whether you do it with or without the hard lines, it doesn't matter to me, just so long as you send me a full set of calipers. So once I get them, what I'll do is I'll take my impact gun and zip off all the bolts, take apart the pistons from the housings, take the old pads out. This one looks like somebody already took the pads out for me. This one has the pads still in there, no big deal. So I'll take it all apart, really easy. Anybody with any kind of hand tools can do it. You don't need an impact gun. They're 3/8 by 24 kind of bolts, small bolts with a little star washer underneath it. So you just take them off, pop them apart. Again, same thing here. Take the brake pad retaining clip here off. And then what you end up with is a set of bare housings like this. And so this set has been blasted once, but as you can see, I've been letting it sit for about 2 weeks, and I'm getting a little bit of that wonderful surface rust you get here in Texas because the moisture content. This one has only been sitting for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 days. They'll both get hit with another quick blast, and then they will look like this when I'm done. These are powder coated satin black. I know you're going, boy, is that satin? Yeah, it's satin. For some odd reason, some parts of the castings of these have more of a shine to them when you powder coat them with satin, and others will look more dull. But it is a satin or a flat powder coat. So powder coat the whole thing, inside, out, the whole deal, and then they're ready to accept the re-sleeved brake caliper pistons. So these ones are sitting here. They're the next ones to go out to get re-sleeved. Got 2 inners, 2 outers, and then I have a wide variety of pistons to go into them. So what I do with the pistons is once I get them apart, I re-soak these to make sure I get all of the media out of it after I blasted them. So I soak them really good and I blow them out, and then I'll soak them a second time. And my final process on those is a little bit of gun blue. I know what you're thinking, gun blue on brake parts? Yes, just on this surface here to keep it from flash rusting. Again, it's Texas. Don't know where these are going to head to once they're rebuilt. So the rest of it is going to be inside the new re-sleeved piston. So they're not going to be exposed to air for the most part. So the originals weren't coated with anything. I'm just coating this top part that your brake pads will slide onto. I will blue them so that they will hold up to moisture and surface rust and whatnot quite a bit better than just being a raw finish like the Nissan manufacturers did. So if you look over here, here's the set that just came apart. You see they're all different, they're just filthy, but this one's an outer, they're all outers. These are all outers. And then I have a bunch over here in my secret sauce. And so what I have going in here is it's some Purple Power grease cutter and some brake clean. And I'll tell you right now, this one has been sitting there for about a week. This used to look like that before I dunked it in the secret sauce. So you can see it really does clean off the gunk and grime pretty well, but that's not the part I'm really looking for. The part I want is inside. I want it to get inside there so that this piston will pop out nice and easily. So that being said, I'm going to set up the tripod and see if this one is now ready to come apart. All right, so you don't need to see me for this part. So it's out of the secret sauce and pretty cleaned up. And so now I'll either use one of these plugs from my powder coating plug kit and I'll plug up this end, or in this case, it's already got one of the original bleeders in it. I replaced those bleeders with speed bleeders, so you'll see that in the second video. So what I do is I'll kind of wrap this in a towel loosely because I just don't want it to pop out too fast and go flying and bouncing around, or also I don't want a lot of the secret sauce going everywhere. So you hit it with a little pressure and all right, that should be just about out. Sometimes the seals are worn out and they don't want to pop. Let's see if I can get it to come pop the whole way out. Oh, it's really close. I think I'm down on PSI right now too. It's right there. Sometimes we can muscle it out now. So I have a tendency to want to push it all the way back in so it gets a run coming back out again. So let's see. Ah, there we go. That wonderful pop sound. So this one doesn't even look that bad inside, to be honest. So let's take a look here real quick. So that's the inside. And you can see it's really not pitted too bad in there. I mean, I've seen a lot worse, but it's getting re-sleeved. I mean, every one of these I pull apart, they get re-sleeved. They're not suitable for rebuilding with any kind of pitting in them. And this side's really bad here, you can see. So yeah, so that's how you get them apart. And then I'll take off the old bleeder. And then the next part is sandblasting. So if you look here, we have the parts, like I showed you a little earlier, that have been sandblasted. And just some of them have a little bit of surface rust on them now just from sitting, but this is kind of the finish they get on the outside. It's really kind of nice. So let me take just a second and sandblast one of the pistons and one of the sleeve housings here and show you what it looks like all cleaned up, okay? All right, so this is the one I just popped apart. You still see it has its bleeder on it, but you see that beautiful finish on there? I mean, it's really nice. It's just, it's a medium glass bead. Now, granted, you don't need to do this before you send it out to be re-sleeved. I do this to make sure there are no cracks anywhere, to make sure there's no issues with it to the point where it won't be able to be rebuilt. I'd hate to send it off to get re-sleeved and then be told, hey man, you sent us something that's crap, we can't do anything with it, and then I gotta pay to send another one out. So I do this so I can pre-inspect them. You can see here the piston, this is where the brake pad slides on. It has a little bit of pitting on the underside. It's not really bad. You can see where the one seal, the one boot slides into that groove. I need to blast that a little bit more just to get it a little cleaner than it is now. This is where the main rubber seal, this is the old one that I had ripped off. You can see it just was crap. It was very dry. So it goes on like that, but it's not ripped. It slides on. The new one will slide on. But anyway, pop that off and clean that. Like I said, then I'll take this and I'll soak it in brake clean to get out any kind of glass bead or anything that's in there. After, obviously, I'm going to blow it out first, and then I soak it, then I blow it out, then I soak it again, and hopefully it will be nice and clean and we won't have any issues reassembling. So this is how it looks once, there we go, once it's been blasted. So that's where I'm going to stop this video at right now. Next part will be, you'll see me powder coat, and once it's powder coated, we'll assemble. Actually, probably won't even show powder coating because it's kind of boring process, but and you see I've got 2 sets over there powder coated already. So the next video I'll do is just reassembly. Thanks for watching. As always, go ahead and click the subscribe and like button. And until next time, keep those Datsuns running.